United.
Certainly, and I think the Monarchs have taken a different approach from their 2019 USL Championship. They've had a ton of young guys come through, and there's a 16-year-old goalkeeper and a 14-year-old backup keeper. How about that?
Some young age in the keeper room. Let's check out the storylines for the match tonight. Like we mentioned, New Mexico has the number of the Monarchs, 5-1-0 all-time versus the Monarchs, with 4 of those victories coming in 2020 here at Zions Bank Stadium. Monarchs seeking the first victory of 2021 in something that has eluded them thus far, but hoping to ride the ship. Also, Monarchs winless in their last 5, dating back into 2020 in mid-September. So a lot to cover for the Monarchs and a lot to go if the Monarchs are going to change things up. And one thing you're going to see tonight, a couple players making their debut, and we'll talk about lineups here in a little bit. But let's check out the visiting player to watch. Sergio Rivas, and a guy that scored 2 goals, has 2 assists, or excuse me, 1 assist. It says 5 assists there, but, or no, excuse me, 2 goals, 0 assists in 5 games this season. He was the 26th pick in the 2019 Super Draft by San Jose, and a guy that'll be interesting to watch, see if he can pull some strings and contribute to the attack tonight, setting up Illich and Sandoval. On the opposite side, our player to watch for the Monarchs tonight, a guy making his debut for the Monarchs and for this organization, Brian Gomez. Gomez played in the 2017 World Cup for Colombia, former club player for CDC Atlético Nacional, and the first start for the Monarchs tonight. We're going to toss it out to our first break. We'll be back next with starting lineups after this. Tonight's match is brought to you by America First Credit Union. America First is proud to be the official credit union of the Real Monarchs. Whatever you need for whatever matters most, America First is here to help. By MarketStar, explore something more at MarketStar. Visit marketstar.com for careers. By University of Utah Health, the trusted healthcare provider for the RSL family and yours. Visit uofuhealth.org. And by Zions Bank, for banking that helps you tackle every financial challenge. Zions Bank is for you.
When you're a member at America First Credit Union, there's only one goal that matters, and that's whichever one is important to you. So whatever help you need to get started, or how much guidance you need along the way, we'll be right alongside you until you reach it. Because the only goal that matters to us is yours, truly.
You are the sunrise waking my day.
I miss you guys.
You are the moonlight shining my way. This is where I call home.
It's never been more true. We take care of Utah like Utahns take care of each other. University of Utah Health.
We're back live here at Zions Bank Stadium. Let's check out the lineups for both sides, starting with New Mexico United. Lineups are brought to you by tonight's by MarketStar. Explore something more in MarketStar. Visit marketstar.com for careers.
That's a 3-4-3 for New Mexico United. Tambakis in goal, Hamilton, Ryden, Yearwood. Rivas, we talked about, Suggs, Martinez, Sandoval, Tenari, and Illy up top. And then for the Monarchs. Deucing up in goal, the 16-year-old Flores will play on the other side. On the right-hand side, I should say, Adams, Orozco, Sobowale, Brown and Vance in the midfield, Gomez, Davis, and Johnson with Mata up top for Hamilton Olave.
A foul, and it'll be a free kick for the Monarchs. Monarchs moving from right to left here at Zions Bank Stadium, or from north to south. Sun setting in the west over the Ochre Mountains. The Monarchs have a couple players making debuts tonight. Gomez and Sobowale making debuts for the Monarchs this evening.
I know the RSL organization very high on Sobowale, traditionally a centre-back. He's playing left-back for the Monarchs this evening. It'll be fascinating to see him perform at such a very high level that the USL is.
He was pretty coveted by a handful of teams in Europe.
Go, Harry, go! Come on, shift there!
Dusnup slips, but recovers nicely. Johnson, we've seen him use some fancy footwork. Nice takeaway there, almost by Hamilton. Possession going to New Mexico United. Sun kind of at that awkward angle, making the pitch illuminated in a handful of different ways. Some flares on the camera. Beautiful evening here in Salt Lake City, Utah, or in Harriman, Utah this evening. Temperatures reached over that triple-digit mark.
Balmy day out here in the sticks of Utah, isn't it?
It is very warm. Warm enough that we had to get some fat boys before the game started. Ball inside the box. Good-looking ball. Jeff kind of stayed in his area.
It's a fat boy summer, I think it's fair to say.
That's fair. Those are our officials for tonight's match. Lucas is our center referee. 57 USL games, 259 yellows, or 4.5 yellows a game. 11 reds and 14 PKs during his time. Ref 5 games in the USL Championship so far here in 2021. Flores trying to get it wide to Johnson. Ball behind him. Johnson gives him the thumbs up. But an errant pass.
I think it's a big game for Flores, who's held his own so far this season. He's been reasonably solid, but on that occasion probably needed to play Johnson a tiny bit early. He's got a big matchup, does Flores, on Devon Sandoval, the former RSL man, back in his once home. Devon Sandoval, well beloved here by the Legion, and we also have New Mexico United fans here.
The Curse sitting over in the southeast corner. We'll have to get a shot of them at some point. Shout out to them. Great supporters group here in the USL Championship. Bonse settles. Gomez, ball at his feet. Kind of a first true look at him for Monarchs fans. Johnson tries to play the ball and takes a deflection. Mata still inside the area. New Mexico United wearing their black and yellow kits. Monarchs in their cobalt kits. Tackled by Gomez. Ball gets away from Brown. Brown's going to chase it. Rivas inside the center circle. Finds Martinez. Wide to Yearwood. Yearwood back in the starting lineup. Was temporarily suspended on a yellow card. And one that was very controversial in the game against Loudoun United. The 24th minutes was shown yellow on a chase towards goal. And from my opinion, Tom, was not a red, and from an independent committee was determined that that was the case. So he is back in the match tonight. Also serving a suspension tonight, head coach Troy Lassane.
We hope he enjoys the broadcast.
Heck of a coach and a guy that we've seen have a lot of success. Yet to quite get over that hump, but a guy that's been very successful so far in the USL Championship. If I'm not mistaken, his third game he'll have missed during his time. One other time to a red card. Ball out. Dusnup. Rivas and Brown. Brown goes down. Brown's holding the shin. Looks pretty painful. Rivas is going to come help him up. Good sportsmanship. As you're seeing head coach Zach Prince, head coach for tonight.
Temporary head coach.
First assistant coach in his, like I mentioned, I believe 3rd game, if I'm not mistaken. One other time here at Zions Bank Stadium against the Monarchs, as a matter of fact. Former Charleston Battery player and a solid coach for New Mexico United. Well liked by the players and fans alike. Ball's pushed out wide. Schwartz looking forward to Martinez. Adams pulled wide. Monarchs gonna shift the defense. Yet to see Mata up top, the kiwi for the Monarchs. He's had some opportunities this season, yet to find the back of the nets, but very opportunistic so far.
Play to keep an eye on, in my opinion, number 22 for New Mexico. Ryden, the former Monarch himself, has had a lot of success at Zions Bank Stadium anytime he's visited for New Mexico. Very influential player for New Mexico. He really starts. That's Hammerson Alave on the screen for you. Big biceps and traps and all of it for Hammerson. He could still play, couldn't he?
He definitely
If
can.
he wanted to put the kit on, I reckon he could probably do some damage. But
Fun guy to speak to and a heck of a player in his time.
what I love about Ryden is it's a free kick there, rather soft free kick, but a free kick nonetheless, and dangerous opportunity for New Mexico. And these are the opportunities where Ryden over the years has gone into the area and caused some havoc. Last year in particular, there are a handful of occasions through a number of matches where he looked destined to score, and if I'm not mistaken, ended up getting on the end of a corner kick at one point as well. So number 22, big, sturdy centre-back, helps organise them, but he's also a facilitator. It must be a luxury.
Illich runs out to Martinez, mentions what he's seeing as he gets back into position. Monarchs going to hold their line just upon the 6. Losing up, commanding his box. Ball's going to be swung in. Ball low, in towards,
Devin
I think,
Sandoval.
Sandoval.
Yeah, that was
That
Devin.
goes wide of goal.
That's a tremendous delivery in the end. Look, it wasn't pretty, but
Right around the 2-man wall.
very effective. And Devin Sandoval, player of his caliber, you'd expect to do more, but it is early in the match.
Tighter, Sam. Tighter.
Good ball there. Monarchs going to try to hold it up for a second. Johnson on the touchline. Can he keep it in? Keeps it in. To Bonse. Bonse over to Brown. Ball's out in front of him, but he'll chase it down. Wide to Davis. Into Sobowale. Sobowale and Davis playing a couple man ball there. Davis dispossessed, leaves his foot in. It's going to be called for the foul. I'm sure he'll get a warning on this pretty early on.
Well, it's the second time in a matter of minutes that Martinez, has found the deck, and that's a rash challenge in the end.
Something you have to be cautious of, Tom, and we talk about that quite often. Do not pick up stupid yellow cards early in a match, and we've seen that from a few Monarchs players in recent weeks, making decisions that maybe early on in a match are not the most advised.
Certainly, and I think that's, in my opinion anyway, one of the biggest differences from this Monarchs team from last year's is Adams eventually clears things up there. But I think their physicality, for the Monarchs in particular, they've been very aggressive at the football throughout the course of this season. And look, if they're going to go down, they're going to go down swinging and giving it everything they can. Make sure the opponent has a pretty good understanding that they just played the Real Monarchs at their home turf. I think it's important. And
Ball's inside the box, in the area, and bounces up and over the crossbar. Not sure who that touched last. They are on the near side, indicating it'll be a goal kick for the Monarchs.
Well,
As you see that great ball coming in.
well, it's a second opportunity for Devin Sandoval, and he didn't need to rotate his neck as much as he did. He just needed to punch it into the back of the net. He tried to do too much, it seems, in hindsight. But boy, what two great opportunities for New Mexico United's number 9. He's unfortunate not to find the score sheet 10 minutes into this one.
Visit rsl.com and get your summer plans dialed in with an RSL partial ticket plan. Johnson to Gomez. Gomez couldn't see Davis. His back was faced to him. Davis had the angle to go in towards goal as Davis is going to pull it back. Suggs fouls him. USL Championship all-time leader in minutes played. Las Cruces native. As you see a replay look at that foul, Monarchs going to set up and have a set piece opportunity here in the 11th minute of play.
Bante Davies stand over this one. Referee so far has been rather active with the whistle. See if that remains.
Kept the game in check so far. Two-man wall for United. Davis, he'll swing the ball in. Inside the box, looking towards Orozco, headed away. Kyle Adams will track it down. Adams plays it quickly to Gomez. Gomez lifts up his head, trying to find Mata. It'll go out for a throw-in on the far side.
I think it's a big game for number 63 for the Monarchs. Mata, the New Zealander, he's kind of been in and out of the lineup so far. He's in need of a big performance to impress Hamilton Olave, the Real Monarchs organization, to find more consistent playing time. I always think it's very difficult for players who are in and out of the lineups to find any sort of form. Mata's one of those players that's been struggling with some consistency in his game.
Good step there by Bonse. Goes to ground to keep the ball in his possession.
Go, Illy. Go.
Flores picks up his head towards Johnson. Johnson and Flores do a good job connecting, and that's going to be a foul on Hamilton.
Well, that isn't the first occasion, despite being just 13 minutes into this contest, where New Mexico United have not been afraid to press high up the pitch, put some pressure on the Monarchs. Rather young back line. Young and inexperienced, I should add.
Flores goes forward. Flores, ball gets away from him. Falls kindly to Johnson. Gomez finds a little bit of space. He picks up his head, opens up the hips, looking forward towards Johnson. Johnson tries to get around Hamilton. He'll win the throw-in for the Monarchs. It almost looked like Johnson wasn't expecting the ball to come out wide as he kind of slowed up.
Yeah, but what I've loved already is Gomez finding pockets of space in really dangerous areas, playing as that number 10. Davies has been pushed out to the flank, and Gomez has filled that spot. On debut, already found a number of different really dangerous attacking positions. And Monarchs, when Gomez finds the football, is looking dangerous as Bante there wins a free kick off Devon Sandoval, who probably put a bit too much contact into the back of Bante in the end.
Give credit to Bonse there, setting himself up into a position to settle the ball, only to be knocked off by Devon Sandoval. Free kick coming.
Well, they went with the in-swinner last time from Davis. Will it be the same, or will Bante have a crack?
Bonse Davis standing over a two-man wall. Davis will swing it in again. Can't beat the first defender. The Monarchs will try to keep possession. Ball back to Flores. Flores picks up his head, looking wide. Flag's gonna go up on Johnson, as Johnson found himself, I think, before the ball was even played in an offside position, trying to track back and then turns.
There's probably no need for that ball to be played. I think Hamilton Olave rather frustrated when Flores decided to opt for that decision. He had Bante on his own, simple pass, maintain possession. I think that's very important for the Monarchs to control this game on home turf. They're yet to pick up a victory this season, and controlling the tempo of the game is going to be vital if they hope to change that tonight.
One of the things you'll see, hopefully, moving forward from Flores is the mindset to be a little smarter with that ball, as Gomez doing everything he can. Well, tonight, Monarchs have numbers. It's essentially 3v3. Johnson going at Ryden towards Bonse. Bonse inside the area. Bonse goes down, waves for a PK, or waved away. As Orozco there, try and go wide to Davis. Davis slips, and it'll be a throw-in for United deep in their corner.
Another look at the penalty shout here. Bante gets around the first defender. That's Yearwood, I believe. And well, it certainly wasn't a penalty because Rivas there did get ball in the box, but boy, it looked like potentially a free kick.
Just before that.
Just before, on the outside of the area.
Sometimes that's the case, but no PK called. Probably a wise decision there. 15 minutes, both teams looking slightly dangerous, neither team with a true clear-cut opportunity yet. Gomez, nice little play there. Mata tries to keep it together, and a foul's going to be called in the center circle as Gomez is down.
Hamilton Alave barking instructions. He's shouting to Flores again. Played the easy ball. He should have done it to Bante a few minutes ago, and again he put a risky ball into the pitch. But Gomez, the touch there, the skill. What an opening quarter of an hour as Gomez has had.
Former Colombian U17 player, played in the U17 World Cup. So has some skill. Bounced around, really hasn't made a true debut at the higher leagues. Played for the U20 side of CDC Atlético Nacional. Ball played too quickly as Ryden got a talking to by our center referee. United Soccer League, all 31 championship clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Please join us for 15 seconds. Moment of silence as we are all united against racism. Ball wide for United. Back wide for Suggs. Ryden. To Martinez. Martinez looked towards Schwartz. Sandoval gets it first. Back to Schwartz. Hamilton. Takes a nice big hop there on Yearwood, and that's kind of one of the things that I think people forget, the differences between turf and grass. Sometimes it takes a little bit of a different bounce on you.
Yeah, we've already seen the footing being an issue for a number of players. They do water this pitch rather aggressively just minutes before kickoff, and players having a hard time keeping their footing.
Yeah, that's one of the challenges, but the Heat quickly dries that up on the turf. USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community. Through the Forever Proud project, the USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forward-forever-proud. Flores will have the throw in for the Monarchs. Inside the Monarchs half here in the 19th minute of play. We mentioned record heat here in Utah this morning, or this afternoon. Trailing into this evening. Cloud cover giving us a little relief here at Zions Bank Stadium. Ball out of play as Soboale was unable to track it down. Suggs will elect to go backwards. Yearwood to Hamilton. Ball was kind of a no-look pass there and giveaway by Johnson. Didn't know that Hamilton had stepped forward. Right, and play it back to Tambakis. Big ball coming from him. Playing it high and long. Sandoval and Adams. Beautifully haired guys. Very unique styles. Battling on that one. She saw a foul there on Flores. Ball forward trying to find Davis. Gomez gets bodied off the ball and pulls down Suggs. Height advantage there goes to Suggs.
Yeah, well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because the Monarchs are trying to find Gomez. He seems to be the one playmaker that the Monarchs players are looking for when they're attacking. And on the flip side, it's number 7 for New Mexico, Martinez, and he'll drop all the way deep in and across their back line to find the football, to try and catapult an attack. Here he is on cue.
Trying to open things up. He'll look wide to Schwartz. Schwartz defended by... Ooh, that was a nasty challenge there by Flores. Flores might be lucky not to see red in that scenario. We'll have to take a replay look at that one, but he looked to come in very late on that challenge. Ooh.
Wow.
I don't love to see that from either side.
His studs were down, which is promising, but boy, he was late. And Schwartz there, very lucky to be up walking as fast as he is, because his right ankle, after whipping it across, got caught in between Flores's legs. And yeah, who knows what could have eventuated from there, but very fortunate Schwartz is able to get up, and it seems like Flores is the one that's remained down. Just
like
a late challenge. Oh, dear.
Might have got a knee to the head. He's sitting up, Flores is. Mexico United player's getting water. Monarchs player's going to do the same.
Yeah, Flores reaches immediately for the right side of his head there, so he must have copped a knock.
Guessing he'll go through a concussion check on the sideline as they're going to check him out with the medical staff.
Flores, it looked...
He's going to be told to leave the pitch temporarily to get checked out. Monarchs will play a man down on this free kick.
And I know the challenge was late, and to be quite fair, he's probably lucky to be getting away with just a yellow card there. Flores has done that all year long. He's been really, really aggressive playing that left-back position. He's flown into a number of challenges.
Something that will come with, hopefully, experience.
Yeah, I think, yeah, if he had a year or two under his belt, he certainly wouldn't be flying in there. There was no chance he was making contact with the ball. And if he was, there was no need for him to go at Schwartz's legs there. Instead, you go in front of Schwartz to try and deflect the football.
Dangerous free kick. Martinez Suggs over it just outside the 18 to the right. Two-man wall. Suggs will send it inside the area. Bounces in. Don't know how it didn't get directed towards goal, but still inside the 18. Big battle there. Mata gets his head on it. Gomez tries to clear.
That's worry signs for the Monarchs, because every opportunity New Mexico has had to whip balls into the area, they've looked like scoring, and that was another occasion. Mexico United, I think, at this point, with the success they've had, playing aerial deliveries into the box, whether it be from corner kicks or free kicks, I should say, they've looked very, very good. Martinez on a nice run down the right side.
Good touch there. Tries to keep it to Schwartz. It'll go out of play, and it'll be a Monarchs throw-in. On the road, can't watch the match. Tune into Sirius XMFC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and Brian Dunseth. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from the MLS, the Premier League, UEFA Champions League, and more. Sirius XM channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. Rivas, 24th minute, still scoreless, but United threatening. Ball out wide to Suggs. Suggs gonna play it in. Bonse clears temporarily. Sobowale gets the second touch, finds Davis. Back to Brown. Over to Davis. Monarchs just don't have anybody to release it to, as Mata was trying to go forward as a sole player, but no one there to support.
It's been a good stretch of possession for New Mexico over the last handful of minutes. They've done a good job. Devin Sandoval finding space in a very dangerous area, and he's attacking. Lots of space for Suggs down the left, but a poor ball there from Devin Sandoval. Boy, he's put himself in a lot of really good positions, has New Mexico's number 9, and he's butchered just about every opportunity he has. So he's going to be ruining many opportunities if he goes to halftime with it still being scoreless. Still, give him credit. He's popping up in dangerous areas. And
1 goal, 1 assist on the season for him. Free kick coming for the Monarchs. Harriman, Utah native. Jeb Duznup. His family here at the game. They're diehards, sitting in the crowd, rocking his jersey.
Well, we're 25 minutes into this one, and I think without question, New Mexico's been the better team. They've had and created far more dangerous opportunities in their attacking third. As they come again.
Monarchs have found their moments, just haven't been able to piece everything together so far. Been impressed by Gomez, who's popped up in pockets.
Yeah, Gomez has been the star, I think, for the Monarchs so far in this one. But Martinez has been very dangerous. Devin Sandoval's had a number of opportunities.
Flags up on the near side. It'll be offside on New Mexico United. Only game happening tonight, as the other game tonight in the USL Championship was postponed due to weather. Charleston Battery and the Galaxy 2. It's a nice little chop there. Dangerous by Adams. But able to keep possession. Sam Brown let it get away from him. New Mexico United with possession. Martinez gives it away.
And this is where the Monarchs have looked at their most dangerous on the counter-attack through Malik Johnson.
Johnson has speed, now 2 on him. Can't get away from Martinez. And it'll be tracked down. It'll be a throw-in for New Mexico United. Possession so far favoring New Mexico United 60-40. United. Adams comes rushing over, wins the header, but out of play for another throw-in. Schwartz will take the throw-in. Only 1 shot in the game so far, credited to New Mexico United. Nice little shove there by Sandoval. Adams still able to direct the ball where he wanted it to go. Soboale. Man City Academy product. Monarchs have a handful of guys like that. Ball's gonna go forward, finds Mata's feet. Mata trying to play it to Johnson. Not quite on the same page.
Boy, the frustration must be growing for Hammerson Alive. So many really simple passes for the Monarchs have gone astray. Another example there, Mata just trying to play a very basic through ball to the fastest player on the Monarchs side, and he overshoots Malik Johnson.
Some of that feels like it's going to come with time playing together. And this Monarch side, yes, only a handful of games in, with a game postponed in Hartford. So really 5 games, including tonight's, of time to play. And really a shortened preseason with a handful of these guys struggling with visa issues due to the COVID situation, including Gomez, who we are seeing for the first time tonight. Adams picks up his head. He'll look forward, big switch there. Davis inside the box, beautiful ball. Davis puts it across. Davis might have been better said to be a little selfish there, trying to find Mata inside the box, but overcooks it.
Well, he certainly had enough time, didn't he, to take a touch. You see Davis there signaling to Mata, hey, can you talk to me? Let me know how much time I have, where you are, what you want me to do. I'm focusing on the football. And look, it wasn't a bad idea in the end. It's just probably the wrong decision.
It almost looked like if he tried to bring it down with the chest or the foot, or one-time it across with the foot, might have been a decent look.
And one of Davis's strengths is his touch. He's got an exquisite skill. He can control the football with ease. Be upset that he wasn't able to do more with that. Last 5 minutes now, the Monarchs have been pretty good when it comes to kicking the ball around the back line, controlling the tempo.
Good ball there by the young keeper. Distribution on points. Sam Brown, nice step forward. Brown tries to get it wide. Davis is still on. Davis inside the area. Davis inside the box, trying to find Mata. And again, Monarchs denied. Bonse's gonna take it from distance and put it up and over the crossbar. But a better attacking situation there for the Monarchs. All started with the prowess of Sam Brown to get around the first line of defense at the midfield stripe.
Certainly, I'd argue Jeff Dusnup's ball into the feet of Mata was where it all began. What a ball that was, the composure from the 16-year-old goalkeeper to play centre forward in the heart of the pitch, who just played a simple ball to Sam Brown, made 1 touch, and the rest is history. It was a counter-attack that Real Monarchs looked very dangerous at.
Tom, I've got to say, he's going to be mad at you. He's 17 now. This kid wants
I do apologize.
He wants his age. You know, when you get older, you don't want to tell people you're older. When you're 16 and 17, you want to be older.
I apologize.
He's trying to become that adult.
Oh, I should have known that. The last time we called a game, it was his birthday, and they
yep.
benched him for Zach McMath. So I do apologize.
Corner kick coming for New Mexico United. Have to give a good chuckle about that.
There he is.
He doesn't look like he's 17. So
that's a grown man, if I've seen one.
And the fun part is he's a local.
Harriman
Looks
boy.
like we might have some blood, as Davis is going to come over and get a cotton ball stuck up the nose.
That's pleasant.
Get the hands washed off. Corner kick coming. Monarchs going to be down to 10 here for a moment. Ball inside the box.
Boy.
And it's going to trickle across the front of the net. And another opportunity almost for New Mexico United.
Take another look at this. What a delivery, and what another opportunity from an aerial delivery. I believe that was Suggs. I hope I'm correct. Just a glancing header. Swartz just a foot or two away from sticking his toe out and finding the back of the net. What an opportunity, and how many have New Mexico United had in this first half, whether it be from corner kicks or free kicks? Wicked deliveries, in-swingers and out-swingers. Devon Sandoval's had 2 cracking opportunities. There was another one just then, and a few minutes earlier the ball bounced around in the area for a while before being cleared.
Header there by Short. Second ball won by Adams. It'll take a deflection and it'll go back to the keeper. Enter to win the Real Monarchs Text to Win contest. Each match will give you a keyword for your chance to win a pair of tickets to every single home match for the following month. Winners are randomly selected at the end of each month, so the more games you watch, the more chances to win. Tonight's keyword is Monarchs. Text Monarchs to soccer. That's 762237. Message and data rates may apply. For a full set of rules, visit realmonarchs.com/contest-rules.
It seems like Davis is having a hard time plugging that nostril of his. He's been sidelined now for at least a minute, and the Monarchs playing with 10 men. They need to get him back out on the pitch.
They were cleaning blood off his hands, I believe.
He's finally back out there, back to 11v11.
I don't know if it came or happened when
think it
he
did.
headed the ball.
No, I think it happened
Just after that.
just after that. It's Gomez losing his footing, I should say.
Seen a handful of guys go down, and Tom, you talked about it, the massive sprinklers on this pitch that wet it down, and with that artificial turf, sometimes it's just a little awkward. Good step there by Flores. Gomez. Tenari right into him.
I think that's probably the biggest issue the Monarchs are facing at the minute, is there just seems to be a lack of communication. Gomez caught off guard there, didn't quite realize a New Mexico player was as close to him as he was, and look, he had his back turned, so I feel as though he's hard pressed to have all the blame. It's his teammates that need to be stepping up and using their words to let him know, hey, you've got to get rid of the football fast. You're under pressure. But that hasn't been the case. There've been a few cases, I should say, in this first half where Monarchs players just get caught off guard, and it's almost as if they're unaware that they're under as much pressure as they are. Need to speak up a bit.
Yeah,
more.
and some of that's coming with age and experience. A handful of these guys very young, but having had opportunities to play with each other at the academy level. But then you've got a handful of international players with different languages being spoken, and I think that's some of the challenge that we see with this Monarchs side at times. Got Bonse from Africa. You've got different continents, Mata, Gomez.
Well, they didn't have much of a preseason either. I think that's where we spoke about that a few weeks ago, but it seems as though they're still trying to figure out the chemistry within the group.
Schwartz wide, Bonse with a nice step. Gomez there, puts a foot in. And Jeff keeps it in. Uznup. And you can't help but be impressed by him and all he has done so far for this Monarch side. He's given up goals, and it's not for his lack of effort or his lack of skill.
Wow. Touch from Martinez. That was exquisite.
Martinez put up the foot in an awkward way, but knew exactly what he was doing. A contortionist.
That was quite
Of
remarkable.
sorts. 36th minute here at Zions Bank Stadium.
It's no surprise as to why New Mexico try to find him as often as they do.
And he's done a good job popping up.
He's a wizard.
I have to coin him with the nickname, the Wizard, tonight. Finally some relief for the fans. Sun behind some clouds. Truly setting in the west. Ball played forward. Just outside the area. Monarchs have been up to the challenge so far. Johnson. Give all the credit to Hamilton as he does a phenomenal job.
Yeah, that was impressive from Hamilton. Great work rate, great effort. It's what you want to see if you're a New Mexico fan.
He's been one of those guys that's been impressive throughout his career. You have a handful of those guys along the back line of New Mexico United in Ryden, Suggs, Hamilton, and Yearwood, all guys with great experience, all guys that are very capable. And that's why New Mexico United has one of the strongest defenses in the USL Championship, and have given up some silly goals at times. But a side that is very well led by that group. I mean, anybody could argue Suggs and Ryden easily are captains on, I think, almost every USL Championship side.
They only play with 3 across the back as well, so you know, they do rely heavily on work rate and effort from every player, the back 3, and then the wingers that operate both sides of the pitch are required to get back and defend when asked upon. Hamilton there showing kind of what the heartbeat of this New Mexico United team is all about. And it's rather impressive, and they've certainly been the better team so far. Nothing to show for it, though, so credit must be given to the Monarchs, who have just hung in there and remain positive and determined to...
Good opportunity coming here. Good read there by Adams. He cut off the ball, going to ground. The ball will be dumped forward.
Unlike New Mexico United, Real Monarchs happy to just sit back, try and create more of a set structure in their own defensive half. New Mexico United so far been rather adamant on pressing the back line of the Monarchs.
Be a throw in for New Mexico United.
Sam Brown struggled so far for the Monarchs.
But did have that 1 minute of
54.
brilliance.
He did. He weaseled his way through the defensive structure of New Mexico United and played Davis in, who opted to try and feed his teammate Mata instead of finding the far left corner. Brown, yeah, no, he's given the ball away a few times. His strength is defense. In the heart of the midfield, he's the anchor of that midfield from a defensive standpoint. He's done well on that front, but anything offensively, he has had a hard time this evening, which is unlike him. He's one of the better players from a year ago, one of the only returning players from a year ago. And he's had a good season to date. He'll be disappointed with his opening 39 minutes. Hope to fix that.
Him, Moberg, who's not in the 18 tonight, nor is Jimmy Slayton. 3 returning players for the Monarchs. The Monarchs are back home June 9th as they battle Sacramento Republic and Mark Briggs. Take advantage of our family 4-pack. 4 tickets, 4 Monarch ball caps for just $36. Malik Johnson outside the area. Dancing maybe a little too much. Call 844-REAL-TIX. That's a 4-pack of tickets, 4 Monarchs ball caps for just $36. Call 844-REAL-TIX.
It seems like Sam Brown's ears were burning. Just as I gave him a bit of a harsh criticism, he popped right up, stole the ball, and
Flores, he'll get the ball back inside the area, goes near post, and Tambakis comes up big with the right foot to deny the Monarchs here late in the first half.
well, that's a great run from the left back. Found himself all alone in the area. Nice built-up play, best opportunity of the match for the Monarchs, and
Monarchs with their first corner kick of the evening.
Tambakis having something to do for once. First corner kick, as you mentioned, Landon. See what the Monarchs can do.
Bodie Davis and Gomez standing in the corner. Johnson short with them. We've seen stuff off the training grounds. Ball looking back, stick, and Johnson overcooked it.
Well, they've done that a lot this year, and they've actually looked quite dangerous when they have executed the short corner. On that occasion, poor delivery from Malik Johnson.
And he'll be frustrated with that delivery, but nonetheless, Monarchs getting opportunities. It's Disney night here at Zions Bank Stadium. The princesses accidentally walked up into where the substitutes are sitting.
That's Cinderella, is it not?
Yeah, I think all the substitutes were quite unsure, maybe a little flattered that the princesses walked up into their seats.
Wow. I do not blame them. They were in the booth, flattered, blushing.
Riding. Thought we were talking about the Fat Boy Summer up here.
It's come from Fat Boy Summer to Cinderella. Great ball there from Wyden. What a player.
Swartz will track it down in the corner. He'll pick up his head, has assistance from Martinez. He'll still go forward, going towards Flores. Flores is going to try to push him away from the area. Hamilton will switch the field. Wide to Suggs. Suggs picks up his head. He's going to go at Sobowale. Great defense by Sobowale. Takes a heavy bounce. Brown there. Illich still inside the area. Sobowale will clear with the big foots. No Monarchs rushing forward. And that's something we've seen from this Monarch side. Mata does not have that breakaway speed, so it's not a player that's directly dangerous right up the middle. Most of the time you're seeing that speed come from this near side and Malik Johnson.
Correct, and that's where they've looked most dangerous. A few minutes ago, Flores. A great look at goal. Good save by Tambakis, goalkeeper, who hasn't had much to do so far, but came up big.
Roscoe pushed down in the box, helped up by Sandoval. Sandoval knew exactly what he was doing there. Be a free kick coming for the Monarchs.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Haziel Roscoe is 16. I believe.
You're correct on that one now. Now you're getting the age. A ton of players very young, including the backup keeper for the Monarchs tonight. We really haven't talked about him, but at 14 years old, if he perhaps makes an appearance in this game, would be the youngest in USL Championship history to enter a game.
It's quite remarkable what the RSL Academy's been able to do.
If 3 keepers under the age of 17 that are all very capable, including Gavin Beavers.
No, it's just they continue to produce. They produce goalkeepers. Roscoe, the centre-back, plays well above his age. I mean, he's what he just accomplished then against Devon Sandoval in an awkward position. He just looked like he'd been playing for a century. It was 16 years of age.
And there's a lot of excitement for Fernando Delgado, the 14-year-old we were talking about. Be a throw-in coming here in the 44th. Monarchs need to make sure they close up shop and do not allow a silly goal here late in the first half. Schwartz with the throw-in. Players checking. Sandoval gets the flick header. Sandoval, Illich. Illich tries to win the corner. Gets a late touch off the Monarchs, but it was out of play at that point, and it'll be a goal kick coming for the Monarchs. Goal kick coming. Stoppage time will be announced here shortly. Ball's gonna go out of play. Takes a nice bounce off the barricade. Brown brings it down with the chest to Bonse, but a light ball there, putting Flores into kind of an awkward situation. Monarchs communicate well, and that one's gonna go back to Dusnup. Stoppage time is brought to you by America First Credit Union. America First Credit Union has the financial products and services you need to take care of yourself, your family, and your business. It's 2 minutes of stoppage time announced here in the first half. You know, Tom, a couple times I look up and I see Illich's 14 out there, and I get confused that I feel like I'm missing a player in Chris Weehan out on the pitch.
What a player he was for New Mexico last year, now with Orange County. Former San Jose Earthquake winger. He was very exciting to watch. Haziel Orozco here having a word with the referee, or I should say referee having a word with Orozco. Orozco gave away the foul, and then well after the whistle blew, kicked the ball away to his teammate. Referee not thrilled with that decision by Orozco.
Tom, it always makes me chuckle. It seems like we take up more time than it took for the little tap that he put it 5 yards away. But here nor there, free kick coming for New Mexico United.
That's a dangerous opportunity here for New Mexico late in this game. Under a minute
straight
left.
Up the pitch. Suggs will make a run. The ball is going to be clipped in towards the back stick. Ryden running through. Ryden and Adams go down. Adams took the brunt of Kalen Ryden falling on him there.
That ended up being a foul, but Ryden had every right in the world to go for that delivery, just a few inches high, and Ryden was potentially glancing that one past Dusnup and giving the game's opening goal. Another good delivery from Martinez, another good aerial delivery from New Mexico, who have looked really quite dangerous throughout this first half. They've harped on it already. They've had a handful of opportunities to score through the air.
And that's the whistle here in the first half. Monarchs and New Mexico United will head to the halftime break. 0-0 here at Zions Bank Stadium. Tom, first half thoughts so far?
Well, it's been a fun match to watch. I think New Mexico the better team, but the Monarchs are hanging in there, have created one or two opportunities. Certainly work to do, especially when it comes to aerial deliveries into the box. New Mexico look destined to score through that avenue, but 0-0 it is, Landon.
Tonight's halftime show is presented by America First Credit Union. America First is proud to be the official credit union of the Real Monarchs. Whatever you need for whatever matters most, America First is here to help. By MarketStar, explore something more at MarketStar. Visit marketstar.com for careers. And by Les Olson and Sharp. Dominate the pitch with an agile workforce. Equip your Sharp office with brilliant professional monitors, cutting-edge collaboration boards, and state-of-the-art multi-function copiers with Alexa-enabled voice commands. Sharp and Les Olson Company, official office technology partners of the Real Monarchs.
You are the sunrise waking my day.
I miss you guys.
You are the moonlight shining my way. This is where I call home.
It's never been more true. We take care of Utah like Utahns take care of each other. University of Utah Health.
When you're a member of America First Credit Union, the only goal that matters to us is the one that matters to you. And whether you're focused on the journey or the destination, we'll be right there beside you to help make sure you can enjoy every mile and every moment. Because the only goal that matters to us is yours, truly.
The best line of defense against the virus is getting the vaccine.
Take your shot.
Tomar la vacuna.
Let's get back in the game.
Volvamos al juego.
Get vaccinated.
Vacúnate.
For yourself.
For your teammates.
Por tu compañero de equipo.
For your family.
and for the community.
For information on getting vaccinated, visit coronavirus.utah.gov.
I think that only when we personally connect with a place do we truly gain the power to protect it.
There's a story behind the sceneries. There's a story behind the place, and there's a story coming from the original people that live here.
These places are special. There's something different about them. We have to keep them that way.
Let it take hold of you. Let it have some say on how you operate in the world.
Atlas Disposal is dedicated to preserving the spaces we share.
We also understand the importance of sustaining our resources.
We're proud to bring our operations to Utah with technologies like zero-emission vehicles and a new recycling system coming to Rio Tinto Stadium starting in 2020.
Together, we can keep Utah beautiful and sustainable for generations to come.
You are the sunrise waking my day. I miss you guys. You are the moonlight shining my way. This is where I call home.
It's never been more true. We take care of Utah like Utahns take care of each other. University of Utah Health.
Real Salt Lake in their home field debut. Chance! Javier Morales! Big save for the Krylak! The show is on! Unbelievable!
Atlas Disposal is dedicated to preserving the spaces we share.
We also understand the importance of sustaining our resources.
We're proud to bring our operations to Utah with technologies like zero-emission vehicles and a new recycling system coming to Rio Tinto Stadium starting in 2020.
Together, we can keep Utah beautiful and sustainable for generations to come.
I wasn't going to let anything get in my way of achieving my goals, which were to be a professional soccer player. So the first opportunity I got at preseason, when a teammate asked like if I was dating a girl or something, I just came out to a bunch of my teammates at dinner and said, no, I'm gay. All I needed to do was that one time, because then I didn't lie. Your sexuality should never limit you from playing the sport you love.
Yellow's there again, second header. Here's a chance for Cicerone. Russell Cicerone, the leading goal scorer.
We're back here at the half, Zions Bank Stadium. Tom Hackett, Landon Southwick, thanks for joining us. An interesting first half so far. Not the most exciting per se on goal-scoring opportunities, but methodical from both sides, with New Mexico United kind of leading the way, but some good opportunities nonetheless for the Monarchs.
Yeah, you look at some of the numbers, 4 shots, 2 in favor of New Mexico, about 60% to 40% in favor of the away team as well. So I guess that kind of justifies what we've been talking about through the first half. They do look like the more dominant team, the more likely team to score, but it's still 0-0, and the Monarchs are hanging around.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that teams that try to grind out results need to do. Hang around, even at home, and you really want to dominate at home, but this Monarch side still trying to find their place in their situation and haven't been able to do so yet, but really feeling out what they need to do. And if they can keep this game close late, you have to wonder, do they have a chance to rally off the home crowd, off any of the things that are here for them?
Yeah, I think Gomez was kind of the guy at the start of the match through the first 15 minutes that really looked dangerous for the Real Monarchs. And on the other side of the pitch, you had Martinez, who was really dangerous too, the number 7 for New Mexico United. Devin Sandoval got himself into a ton of really good goal-scoring opportunities, but at the minute, I think New Mexico United looked really dangerous, and the Monarchs have had moments, but it's a stalemate at halftime, and it's a two-horse race. Anybody can win.
0-0 so far. Let's check out the USL Championship Team of the Week for Week 6. As you can see, the team, Bruno Lapa was the Player of the Week, scored a goal for Birmingham Legion, and voted Player of the Week for his game-winning goal in the victory last week. 53% of the vote going to him, and Alex Dixon from Pittsburgh Riverhounds finishing second on 16%. Handful of guys that are recognizable, including Santi Moar, former New Mexico United player. Let's check out scores around the league. Nothing happening tonight. The sole game postponed, but some upcoming matches happening with one game last night. El Paso Locomotive and Austin Bold squaring off with El Paso taking the 1-0 victory. And that's a Mountain Division matchup. Switchbacks San Antonio, also a Mountain Division matchup coming up. Las Vegas Lights and Tacoma Defiance also on the 5th, and then Phoenix Rising and San Diego Loyal squaring off. Let's check out highlights from the first half, Tom.
Here's that man, Martinez, whipping in a ball early on. Swartz to the back post, unable to get onto it. Devin Sandoval's first really good opportunity came from a free kick. And again, all these aerial balls coming into the box. Dusnap trying to command his back four, who are having such a hard time. Bantse, that was probably a foul, went uncalled, and then the penalty shout. Swartz, who's been lively. Rather ugly challenge from Flores, who saw a yellow card afterwards. This is where the lack of communication has hurt the Monarchs. Davis there with a ton of space, probably could have taken it down, opted to head the ball and did not quite execute. Another good opportunity. Bantse from distance. He's come close this season. Flick on there. There's Swartz. Hamilton, back post. Not the first time we've seen that in the first half. Best opportunity for the Monarchs came through their left back, who flew up the left side and commanded a save from Tambakis. The final highlight will show you. That's Ryden. Another free kick. Aerial ball takes out Adams in the process, just inches away from finding the head.
And Tom, thinking about this second half, what adjustments do both coaches have to make? Hamson Alave on the one side and Zach Prince making adjustments on his side.
I think the first thing for Hamilton Alave is sorting out the aerial deliveries, because that's where New Mexico are attacking and that's where they look most dangerous, and they're probably somewhat unfortunate to not have scored in the first half through either a free kick or a corner kick. And I think for New Mexico defensively, the Monarchs have had a decent amount of success up the left side. I think Malik Johnson's been really dangerous. Gomez got off to a good start and then kind of tailed off as the half went on. But they look better on the counter-attack to the Monarchs. And with 3 playing across the back line for New Mexico, that's always going to be a scare for the visiting team.
And that's what I would point out, Tom. The counterattacks have to be effective. You can't waste opportunities. The Monarchs have wasted a few opportunities on the counterattacks. Then for New Mexico United, I kind of agree, but they have to take care of their scoring opportunities. You can't play with your food. And the Monarchs have had moments where they've looked a little maybe shaky in the back, some aerial attacks by Devin Sandoval and the likes, and just haven't been able to put it in the back of the net. So you have to wonder what's going to happen in the second half. Wonder if either side are going to make changes, and both have a very decent bench to go to, but most of the time they'll come out with the same 11, so we'll see what they bring.
I think the subs are ultimately always going to play a role in the second half in any game of football, and I see no reason as to think that won't be the case tonight. Fresh legs always add something, a spark, and Yeah, I think Mata, for example, hasn't had much to do. He's tried to find pockets of space, and he's had moments, but he just goes missing far too frequently. So maybe a swap there. There's Briggs on the bench for Hamilton Alave that he could bring on, and New Mexico have a plethora of options as well. So I think the subs are going to play a role, and I don't think this match will end 0-0. There is a goal, and right now, if I was a betting man, of course I'm not, it would be New Mexico to take all 3 points, as we've seen over the last handful of years here at Zions Bank Stadium.
You have to give the Monarchs some credit. Still seeking that first victory of the season, and I think that's one element that has to come into play. Winless in 5 games here at Zions Bank Stadium, dating back to last year. New Mexico United has had their number. If anything they're asking for right now, it's to score a goal and see out the 3 points.
Well, look, the Monarchs don't look the most dangerous team, but they're still in the contest, and this is when we find out everything we need to know about the Monarchs. All the pressure's on them. They're at home. They're winless through the last 5 games. They need 3 points. They're sitting down the bottom of the Mountain Division. And this next 45 minutes is going to be fascinating for not only you and I, but all of the people watching this broadcast, the fans in attendance, because this is where we really get to figure out what this Hamilton Alave team is all about, and how will New Mexico try and go about their business as well.
New Mexico's been an effective side this season, and obviously we've talked about them under Troy Lesane and what his side brings to the table, and they're a gritty team. They're always a team that's going at it, hence why they've had a couple red cards this season, yellow cards. It's how they play, and they've done a good job, and we'll see tonight. They really haven't had to put themselves in that position because they've maintained possession. The Monarchs have been the ones chasing, but we'll see tonight if that kind of flips in this second half.
I think speaking of the yellow and red cards, I think it's worth noting Flores, who's the only player thus far on a warning, on a yellow card. He was far less aggressive ever since making that late challenge on Swartz and injured his head in the process. You have to wonder, is he mentally, as healthy as he was at the start of the fixture, or is that starting to play mind games? On a yellow card, he obviously can't be that aggressive because then he's flirting with being sent off, and when that happens, the game's just about toast. You can pencil 3 points in for New Mexico if that occurs. That's going to be I have to imagine that New Mexico United are going to try and attack through Swartz, put more pressure on the young left back for the Monarchs in Flores.
And something we've seen with games, especially New Mexico United, their last game going down a man in the 24th, Yearwood, and that really was a game changer and really had opportunities, a few goals that were called back, but really they were unable to capitalize at home and get the 3 points with that red card. And our center referee, 11 yellow cards in 57 games, 1 red this year in 5 games, so he's capable of showing a red if the scenario is right. Let's hope we don't see that. Wind's starting to blow here at Zions Bank Stadium. It's coming kind of across the pitch.
Surprise, surprise. Wind in Hurricane Utah. Yeah. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Comes about here in these late evening summer games.
I think the back 3 of New Mexico United deserve more love from you and I. Landon, Yearwood, Ryden, Hamilton have been superb in my opinion. Really done a good job building from the back. They just look cool, calm and composed at all times.
Gets it to Suggs. Back to Yearwood. Ryden. A fan favorite here at Zions Bank Stadium. We know a fan favorite in New Mexico. Him and his wife are great members of the community and awesome people. Sandoval chases it down inside the corner, picks up his head, defended by Adams. Suggs gets it. Suggs with the chop. Ball stays in, but then knocked out, and it'll be a throw-in for New Mexico United. Handful of the Monarchs technical staff sitting a couple booths away from us, checking out tonight's match, including Assistant General Manager Tony Beltran and former Real Salt Lake player and Monarchs player in Luke Mulholland.
Preston, England native.
Played in the USL Championship. For some time, Davis. He's got players from both sides. Nice little cut. tries to get away from one. Tenari hangs in, and that needs to be pointed out. Tenari left in a foot on the back, and you'll see this at the end of the play. As Davis is down on ground, drags across the leg.
That's naughty from Tenari. He's got a bit of competitive spirit in him. Hey, interesting note there. You'll notice Davis in red boots. He played the first half in green boots, and he fell over and slipped on the surface a number of times. So he's put the studs in, and he's rocking the red boots for the second half.
Something you see as the night goes on. I know they put water on the pitch at halftime, but maybe something just didn't feel quite right for him. Definitely made an adjustment. Good catch there, Tom. Hamilton. Wide to Schwartz. Yearwood there was not looking up. Sobowale inside the box. Sobowale to Mata! Takes a deflection off his hand. An unfortunate there. Great ball in the box by Sobowale.
Boy, for a center forward, for a striker that hasn't had many opportunities, Mata is going to be utterly disappointed with that attempt. And look, make no mistake, when you play on turf, it's awfully difficult to try and figure out the bounce of the football. But my goodness, what a delivery that was from Sobowale. Traditionally a centre-back, playing right back. Shows his class. Great touch from Mata.
Johnson's going to get the ball back to Gomez. Gomez to Johnson. Johnson picks up his head. He's going to take a crack from distance and puts Tambakis onto his knees. But Tambakis was comfortable with that ball.
That's a good start.
Covers up.
Sorry, Landon. It's a good start from the Monarchs. And in their attacking third, I have to think that wind as I try and look at the Wasatch Legion's flags. Looks like to be going in favor of the Monarchs, maybe just barely coming across the pitch from north to south. It's swirling a tad. The flags on the west side make it look like maybe it's going towards you. Makes it very confusing.
A little bit of all directions as Flores is down for the second time this evening. He's pointing at his ankle. Monarchs do have their substitutes up, warming up. As some chants happening. Some drums on the south end of the stadium. After the international break, RSL returns to the Riot to face the other Utah-based MLS team, the Vancouver Whitecaps. Visit rsl.com or call 844-REAL-TIX now to claim your seats.
Speaking of the Vancouver Whitecaps, promising news there. The next 3 games at Rio Tinto Stadium for Vancouver will allow fans into the stadium. So if you're a soccer fan, you live in the state of Utah, you're more than welcome to go see the Vancouver Whitecaps. Cheer on the Whitecaps, as they call Utah home for the time being.
They've all got some peaks.
It's been rather depressing, hasn't it, for the poor Whitecaps? They're stranded out here in Utah. They haven't had fans allowed at their temporary home games at Rio Tinto Stadium, but now that's changed.
I know a lot of fans begging on Twitter to have a go, have a chance to go be a fan during the game, so it'll be interesting to see how those games end up.
If you're an RSL season ticket holder, look for an email from the organization. You'll be available for some discounted tickets if you choose to take them up on the offer.
Martinez, he'll go wide. Schwartz streaking forward. Schwartz is going to try to play it in the box. And Flores does a good job to keep that one out, not giving up the goal kick, or corner kick, excuse me, giving up the throw in.
Not to go for 2 back into the first half, but on that challenge that Flores saw the yellow card, it's kind of, I think, what he was intending on doing was stopping the delivery as opposed to taking out the legs of Schwartz. That was far better executed, and it seems as though he's learnt his lesson from the challenge in the first half. Here we go again. New Mexico United with a corner kick. Can the Monarchs defend this better than they did in the first half? Or will this be the game's first goal?
First corner kick of the second half coming from New Mexico United. Ball's going to be swung in, back stick, and a foul as Kyle Adams was thrown to ground. It'll be a goal kick coming for the Monarchs.
Well, there you go. There's your answer. The big Jamerson Olave, the centre-back, the powerful centre-back that he was. You know he spoke to his defence and his key aerial players to make amends from what he saw in the first half, and they succeeded. Job number 1.
Throw-in coming for Flores, looking for Mata. Gomez takes a weird, awkward ball off the thigh, it looked like. Yearwood over to Hamilton. Back to Yearwood, just on top of his 18. We'll play it back to Ryden.
Monarchs haven't wanted to high press. Back 3 of New Mexico. Suggs got a room on the left side. Captain for New Mexico.
Pick up his head. Goes to Denari. Back to Yearwood. Monarchs allowing possession. Trying to make New Mexico United have to make some big switches or move the ball intricately to keep possession. Defending in their blocks are the Monarchs. Ball pushed wide. Flores is going to be the first one to it. Illich on him. Flores tries to play it off Illich, and it'll be a throw-in for New Mexico United. Hollison pops up off the bench. He's back at his coaching staff, and I wonder if he's going to make his first substitution, seeing something that he wants to change in this match. Suggs, Meggs, Sobowale. Sobowale then goes to ground. Ball inside the box, still inside the area. Flores clears, and dangerous for United. Miscommunication there. Gomez. Been wiser to keep the ball to himself as Tambakis comes out awkwardly and will play it out of play. Be a throw-in for the Monarchs. Thompson talking to Cody, Joel, and Mirza.
It was interesting after that first corner kick from New Mexico, not all that long ago now, just a few minutes ago. Hammerson's first assistant whispered something in his ear, and it looks like
Cody Warden.
Yeah, substitution is incoming for the Monarchs. First substitution of the night for both teams.
Looks like it's going to be Dylan entering the match for the Monarchs.
I love watching Orozco with the ball at his feet. For a centre-back, he's just so clever.
For as young as he is.
Certainly.
Composure from him. Bonse takes the ball in between 2 defenders. Opens up nicely. Orozco looking towards Davis. Davis is going to go at it with Yearwood. Yearwood gets the best of him. A bad giveaway there. Atta riding in the right place at the right time. Bumped off the ball. Atta with the big body. Davis still battling. Brown, Davis. The Monarchs are going to be called for the foul. Monarchs were trying to press there. Keep things locked in. Ryden with the free kick. Monarchs going to make their first substitution here momentarily. United looks like they're going to match that substitution. Good communication there by the Monarchs center backs between Adams and Orozco. Quickly taken throw in. Just feel like something's got to give here in the next few moments. Both teams really feeling each other out. Adams pushes it off his head back to the keeper. a kid that the Monarchs front office is very excited about, and I think we've mentioned that, but this goalkeeper union that they have here is impressive. They're all young, talented, and hungry to grow. And the best part is they get to work with Mirza, who's down on the pitch on the Monarchs bench, and also an MLS legend in Nick Romando.
Nick Romando signed a deal with the club to work with some of the youngsters, some of the Monarchs players, looking to accelerate their development. And what a player he was for Real Salt Lake for many, many years. Arguably the greatest MLS goalkeeper to ever play the game. The Wall of the Wasatch, his nickname was, Nick Romando. Poor giveaway there from New Mexico, and
Gomez holds it up just enough, just out in front, just enough. What I was trying to say, to try to get it to Davis, and a good idea there by Gomez. You gotta love the interchange there.
Get another look at that there. Gomez picked the pocket of New Mexico, and Davis needs to do more with that. No question, it was a perfectly weighted ball. Davis sticks out his toe and it trickles over it. That's disappointing from the youngster.
That's going to be all she wrote for Gomez, as Dylan's going to come onto the pitch. And we're going to see another player we've seen recently in Brian Brown. He's had some success here in Utah.
It's an interesting substitution for me. Gomez has played extraordinarily well.
So, Tom, I think you have to chalk that one up to fitness, though. 60 minutes in, if you're worried about a player's fitness, who has played that solid, he's coming off at this point.
Yeah, and look, they've had a really hard time defending free kicks and corner kicks, and Gomez, the tallest player out there, they place him with Dylan, who's got a bit more height, can be a bit more physical, can lend a little bit more when the ball's in the air, specifically from set, free kick, corner kick routine.
Zach Prince. Zach Brown, I was mixing up the sub and the coach, made his first substitution of the evening, bringing on Brian Brown and taking off Ilyich. Tenari, back to Yearwood. United Soccer League, all 33 championship clubs and its players stand together and support diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. USL united against racism. Sandoval, Sobowale defending him. Rivas hasn't done a whole ton, maybe on cue there. A great tackle by Kyle Adams, does a good job to stay with Brown.
Terrific defending there from Adams, as you mentioned. Brown's come off the bench and has offered a spark for New Mexico. They've tried to feed him. Big, strong player who's more than comfortable playing, much like Devon Sandoval, with his back, I should say, to the goal. And when the time's right, can turn defenders, use his speed and skill. Then potentially put the ball in the back of the onion bag, something that is yet to happen this evening at Zions Bank Stadium.
Both teams pressing for that game-opening goal. Suggs. You have to wonder if this game will start to open up as both teams try to overextend a little bit. See if they can take the opening advantage. 61st minutes. Big switch here coming. Suggs inside the 18, heavy touch there by Suggs. And Davis does a good job to put himself in position. He'll pop it forward, throw it out for a throw-in. Rivas will leave it for Suggs.
Spoke about Rivas, number 11 for New Mexico prior to this game. 2 goals coming in. It's been relatively quiet. Monarchs done their homework. I imagine he had to be close to the top of the scouting report, and not too big of an impact as Rivas so far. We'll be hoping to change that as the minutes tick on by. dangerous player for New Mexico, classy finisher, very, very solid, profound midfielder. They rely on him.
Sandoval, one of the best holding up the ball in the USL Championship. Be out for a Monarchs throw-in. Shot there. Knocked out again, and it'll be thrown again coming for the Monarchs. Decent crowd on hand here tonight at Zions Bank Stadium. This Friday night matchup between these two Mountain Division teams. Monarchs sitting in 7th in the Mountain Division, bottom of the table. New Mexico United sitting midway, the 4 position.
Healthy crowd. I was going to add, when you consider just the heat that today brought, it was warm, all right. This match started at 8 o'clock. The sun was still roaring. Its big head. Now it's down. It's cooled off. Suggs left side with space again.
Sobowale defending him. Sobowale does a good job, but it'll go out for a throw-in. Sobowale marking back something to the defense. 63rd minute, second corner kick of the second half coming for New Mexico United. I think it was, Tom, over 100 degrees. First time it had reached 100 this early in the year. Not a great thing for a state that's in the middle of a drought.
We need rain. Need it now, please.
Pray for rain. Maybe not tonight. Martinez, ball inside the box. The keeper comes up big, punches it away. Second ball in, headed not completely away. It's New Mexico United, Rivas. Johnson to Dylan. Davis. Oh, not a bad looking ball there from Dylan, trying to find Bonce, as Davis just looked like he was out of gas. He pointed to the opposite side of the pitch.
No, that was nearly perfectly weighted there from Dylan. Find Bance, who then decided to tumble his way over Hamilton, who was not impressed with the effort. We see a replay. There's an elbow up there, and Hamilton certainly not all that fond of all of it.
Does not want to be the horse.
I mean, Bante's had a rather quiet night as well. We spoke about Rivas for New Mexico, one of their key players. Bance started the season off terrifically, but
Tenari's going to see yellow.
It's been an interesting battle, that, between Davis and Tenari. They've had a few back and forths. Tenari loses on that occasion. That's the second yellow card of the evening, if I'm not mistaken. Flores, the only one prior to that, being booked. He sticks out a leg in hope, but was never really attempting to find the football. It's a yellow card every day of the week.
But a good job cutting off a promising attack. That goes in the direction for the Monarchs. I think he gets past Tenari, and that one becomes a little more dangerous.
The experts call that a professional foul. For good reason.
For a good reason. Pros know how to do it best. Flores, ooh, bad giveaway there. Schwartz. Numbers there for New Mexico United. Rivas, he's going forward. Middle of the park. Pushed back out wide. Suggs. Suggs seems to be the guy they always get the ball to. Plays it inside the box. Not the best looking ball.
But it's rather apparent what the halftime message was for New Mexico United, and that was find Suggs on the left-hand side. Martinez was the player for them in the first half that had done most of the damage, and that was from a central location. Bounce plays. Davis, what a touch that is.
Davis puts it towards Matza, and a good opportunity, a good look there from the Monarchs, cut off nicely by the back line of New Mexico United. But you'd love the idea there from what the Monarchs were looking for.
Oh, I just got a replay of Davis's touch. That's exquisite. That's a remarkable touch. What I was getting at quickly is on that previous attacking possession for New Mexico, they completely bypassed Martinez. He was open for about 30 seconds, and they opted not to use him. First half, he was used a ton. Suggs is the player in the second half to really step things up for New Mexico. Referee telling the Monarchs on their home turf to, hey, let's hurry things up, shall we?
67th minutes. Not something you see very often in the 67th. I'll hurry it up.
They're not really playing for the draw. The referee doesn't really think the Monarchs are playing for the draw.
I just think he was frustrated that it took a little too long. Play that ball in towards the box. Suggs, Davis, cleared away by Ryden. Not a bad touch there by the keeper. 17-year-old, playing very high, playing that sweeper keeper.
Sending a message to Hamilton Alave if he needs him.
You got me at center back. All wide, Malik Johnson. He's had his moments of showing his speed. Been capable of getting around defenders. Plays it in towards Dylan. Dylan trying to get it to Bonse. He's tried to slip it through Tanari's legs. And Tanari cuts it off.
Boy, much like Brown had, that's looked like to be a dangerous pass at first from Adams, but he got to do so. But much like Brown had an impact off the bench for New Mexico, I would have to say that Dylan's had quite the impact for the Monarchs so far. He's been lively in that number 10 role.
Young man verbally committed to attend the University of Maryland. Plays soccer to be a Terrapin. Incoming class of 2021. Monarchs going to make a substitution here as Briggs will come on the pitch. And Neidigger for the Monarchs. Looks like Martinez is going to be joining them shortly as well.
It's two like-for-like substitutions. Briggs comes on for Mata, who's looked okay throughout the course of this match. And Malik Johnson, who's run himself into the ground, come on for Neidigger. No structural change for the Monarchs with those two substitutions. Neidigger will go to the left flank. Big Briggsy will stand towering at the top of the formation.
Monarchs were going to make another substitution there in Martinez. But Martinez will put back on the penny and is going to stay on the pitch. I wonder if it was for Sobowale. Monarchs will elect to keep a substitution available. 69th minute. Ball inside. Brown. Dylan does a good job there. Since 1947, Select has been the official, or excuse me, has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. That's selectsportamerica.com.
Oh boy, Zach Prince here. New Mexico United making a rather monumental substitution. Suggs, the captain, has been put to the bench in the 70th minute for Bruce, who is a quality player, who played a lot of football last year against the Monarchs and had success.
Bruce is a very solid presence to bring on the pitch.
But a surprise.
Full of energy.
Yeah, a surprise to bring off the captain Suggs, who's looked lively in the second half thus far. Well done from Zach Brown, weaving his way out of trouble.
And Brown there dancing every which direction. Neidigger's going to be taken out from behind. Be a free kick coming for the Monarchs. Big ball there from Adams. Adams saw Davis. Sobowale overlapping. Davis, Briggs to Bonse. Bonse shot! And saved there by Tambakis.
Davis opted to cut inside. Not a horrible decision in the end. Bonse got a good shot off, but Sobowale made a dangerous run past Davis. Was ignored. Not happy about it either, but another good opportunity for the Monarchs, who just continue to create opportunities for themselves.
Looked like if Bonse had gotten a little more spin on that, he probably could have got around the keeper.
Yeah, that was a high boot there from Yearwood. Suggs came off, by the way, handed the armband to Devon Sandoval, number 9.
The vice captains on this side, including Kaylin Ryden. Veterans. Neidigger.
That's poor from Neidigger there. He had time.
Time's tough just to come on to.
Takes a few minutes, doesn't
a
it?
match that quick.
That's good from Bante. Unfortunately, ball too strong for Sobuwale.
Swartz, the throw incoming. We've talked about supporters groups and the wonderful things that they do. We've talked about the curse, Wasatch Legion. There's also a new supporters group for New Mexico United in the Black Diamonds. Something you need to check out. They're on social media at Black Diamonds MN. At Black Diamonds MN.
Well, they must be allies with the curse, surely. I mean,
There's a handful down there. Not like Salt Lake, a little bit different with a handful.
Do they all like each other?
Maldición, Cursitos.
As long
Black
as they all
Diamonds.
like each other, that's all that really matters.
Gotta
in
love
my
the.
opinion.
And that's one thing that I love about soccer: the support and the supporters groups, fans that are passionate. I mean, you can look at Wasatch Legion and check out the tifos that they have down there, and they always have some fun flags and different things. And the support from those guys has always been strong. And I know New Mexico United has had great support this year. I think they hold the current record for 2021 of fans at a match. Good opportunity and a great saving tackle there by Kyle Adams to dispossess Brian Brown, and he thought he was in on goal.
That's a second potential goal-scoring tackle by Adams. But what a ball that was from Devon Sandoval. He flicked it up to himself and just nudged it in and behind the back line of the Monarchs to feed Brown in. Remarkable bit of skill from Devon Sandoval. Quality player. Real Salt Lake, the organization, knows just how good he is. He spent many years enjoying Salt Lake lifestyle,
including
Park Cafe eating,
including getting engaged at Rio Tinto Stadium.
on the pitch.
On the pitch.
Boy.
A beautiful Sunday afternoon. I can't remember what year, but many years ago.
A special place in his heart. Old Devon Sandoval.
A couple other supporter groups. Set Piece Ultras. 7K Ultra Ds.
This is all down in New Mexico.
Skeeters 114.
This is all down in New Mexico.
There's supporter groups aplenty, and that's going to be a foul. A bad giveaway there by Martinez. That's kind of a dangerous distance there as Dylan put himself in a good position.
This is probably the ideal distance for a set-piece specialist to lick their chops over. Not too close to the 18-yard line where the wall becomes a factor, trying to get it up and down on target. From this sort of a distance, you can really unleash a cannon. You don't have to rely too much on the spin.
Well, you've got guys like Bonse and Davis, Sam Brown and Orozco all standing over it.
The entire Monarchs team is there. Doosenet's the only one that's not present.
Everyone's licking their lips.
Interestingly here, Davis, who's taken a handful of free kicks in the first half, he's just walked away.
5-man wall. Looks like Bonse is going to be the one to hit this. He'll go at it with the left foot. Sam Brown takes it, goes right into the wall. Wall does its job. Pushed forward. Orozco. Just trying to make sure nothing came back at them.
Yeah, that's clever. Smart from Orozco. No need to force anything.
Miss said one of the supporter groups. 7K Ultras.
You get text about it.
And Sector.
Boy, you're in trouble now, Landon.
Sector 114.
Made a big mistake. We apologize.
I know. Butchering those here and there. Fans follow the Real Monarchs and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Join the more than 12 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Some of the best monthly money I spent. Lots of soccer, including La Liga coming to ESPN Plus this next season.
Sergio Aguero playing with his childhood friend Lionel Messi for the first time. What a treat that will be.
Catalan club. Seeing what they can do. Sobowale, nice touch there. Davis. Davis trying to get around Schwartz, going for the little Meg. Schwartz does a good job to stand tall on that one. Seeing a Davis jersey right in front of us, Tom. Just down from the booth. I'm having to wonder if that's family.
One would assume.
Maybe a mom. Give a shout out and a thank you to all those fans in New Mexico listening in and watching, whether you're in New Mexico, Syracuse, Utah, or Harriman, Utah, or somewhere else around the country, maybe Florida. Hopefully soaking up some sunshine wherever you may be. And we have a lot of RSL staff and organization staff vacationing in Mexico and Hawaii, a handful of different places enjoying the international break. All too far out in front of Dylan. Sobowale's down. Looks like it's cramps for him in his first match for the Monarchs. A nice debut, 78 minutes for him.
I thought he's played well, and I know I've mentioned it, I'll say it again. He is playing out of position. He is a centre-back, and I know the front office very high on young Sobowale. And City Academy product.
Chased by a handful of clubs before he left Europe, including Blackburn.
Played right back, obviously, this evening. And look, I thought he was very, very tidy.
Bonse wins the ball. Second ball won by Ryden. Bonse to Dylan. Monarchs have a promising attack out wide to Davis. Davis, he'll go at Yearwood. Davis towards goal, takes a crack. But too much on that one and way too high.
It was interesting to kind of try to figure out, we get a replay look here at what Davis was trying to accomplish. Certainly going for goal and ended stabbing at it at the end. Almost tried to knuckle it and just got quite too far under it. Didn't hit the middle of the football quite enough. We talked a lot at halftime, Landon, about just how good New Mexico look and how dangerous, certainly the more attacking oriented team in that first half, but the Monarchs have responded. Quick ball there.
Bruce inside the box. Jeff, mountain man there, coming up big, pushing it just enough out of the reach of everybody on rushing, as we're going to see another replay. Look at this quick taken free kick.
That's Bruce, the substitute, putting in a delivery, and boy, Devin Sandoval, what a threat he is. Number 9 for New Mexico. Great save there from Jeff Dusnip, and another corner from New Mexico United.
Dusnip hasn't been called on too many times, but's done a good job so far to keep this one scoreless. 80th minute, ball inside the box. Big bodies towards goal. Looks like it may have come off a body parts. Calls for a handball, and Monarchs going to adjust.
Well, we're bound to get another look at that, because that is interesting. Another corner kick bounces around the 6-yard box, and
no, that came up.
That's Martinez, the substitute, making a remarkable play on the goal line.
It looked like it almost came off that shoulder location, but that's kind of sketchy. Sometimes shoulder and upper arm can be easily confused, but a good job from Martinez, the substitute, to keep this one scoreless.
Right place, right time for Martinez. Very nicely done, young man. And another wicked ball from a corner kick. How New Mexico United have not scored. We're, 81 minutes into this one, and they've had, off the top of my head, I'm going to just go ahead and assume 5 really solid opportunities.
Bonse comes flying in, and Bonse's going to see yellow. I know he's frustrated with that one.
He knew straight away. That was tinkering on the verge of a yellow card, just late. Schwartz, he'll be wrapped up in ice by the time this one's done. He's been the victim of 2 yellow card challenges from both Flores and Bonse.
First one was pretty gnarly. This nice spray gets put down on the grounds by our center referee. One-man wall for the Monarchs. Martinez will stand over it. Monarchs will hold the line at the 18. Martinez. He'll swing it inside the box, and that one's gonna fall untouched. And New Mexico United takes the lead in the 82nd minute. And I say untouched. At first look, it looked untouched. May have come off somebody, but Martinez might have been the goal scorer on that one.
They're all running to Martinez. And what an absolute disaster this is for the Monarchs. No touch there. Carl Adams cannot believe it. Jeff Dusnap didn't come and attack this, but in fairness to Dusnap, Carl Adams ducks his head at the very last second. That's an incredibly difficult cross to defend. And that is a well-deserving goal, in my opinion, to New Mexico United, who have just been peckering the Monarchs' goal through aerial deliveries, and it finally pays off.
Enter the Win Rail Monarchs Text to Win contest. Each match will give away a keyword to text for your chance to win a pair of tickets to every single home match for the following month. Winners are randomly selected at the end of each month, so the more games you watch, the more chances to win. Tonight's keyword is Monarchs. That's text Monarchs to soccer. That's 762237. Text Monarchs to 762237. Message and data rates may apply. For a complete set of rules, visit monarchs.com/contest-rules. Unfortunate for the Monarchs to give up a goal here late. The curse getting loud.
As they should.
Leading 1-0.
Yeah, I think New Mexico have been a really good team this evening. They were on the back foot there for a minute in that second half, but first half alone, they were dominant. Dominated possession, led the shot tally. Monarchs, you just felt like were hanging on and lucky to go into halftime 0-0. Finally, a free kick. It's the answer New Mexico was looking for.
We'll have to dig deep here.
If you're the Real Monarchs, you're absolutely gutted with the manner in which that goal was conceded.
Gamesmanship there. Monarchs go. Martinez, he'll swing it in, looking. Neidigger falls nicely and just wide. Doesn't come much better than that for Neidigger. Just puts it wide as he was looking for his first professional goal.
Well,
to try to level the match.
A lovely delivery there from Martinez, the substitute. Briggs opts not to take it down himself, the big fella, and lets it fall to Neidigger, who ends up hitting the ball rather swiftly, just wide of the left post. Monarchs have been good in this second half. They really have. They've created chances. They've looked like they've tested Tambakis in goal for New Mexico.
Our goal scorer is going to come off the pitch. Monarchs are back home on June 9th as they battle Sacramento Republic. Take advantage of our family 4-pack, 4 tickets, and 4 Monarchs ball caps for just $36. Call 844-REAL-TIX. That's 4 tickets and 4 Monarchs ball caps for just $36. Call 844-REAL-TIX. Flags up. Free kick coming for the Monarchs. Brown. Trying to get it quickly reset. Monarchs throwing numbers forward. We're going to have some magic here.
Neidigger's now moved to the right flank. He originally was playing off the bench, the left flank. Martinez has been good.
Martinez in towards Briggs. Briggs trying to lay it off. Briggs battling multiple. It'll be pushed away. Yearwood rises nicely. Neidigger to Bonse. Bonse spins around, gets it back to Neidigger. Monarchs look hungry. Just have to wonder if it's a little too late as we enter the 87th minute.
That's a high boot. Neidigger looked lively. The left footer. He's offered a spark. He's played his role. Gutted he didn't find the back of the net on that most recent chance. Been a fun match, I think, Landon, so far.
Tumbakis, 87th minutes. Big ball from him. Martinez rises high. It'll be out for another throw-in. New Mexico United content on taking their sweet time, trying to kill this one off. Steal 3 points here at Zions Bank Stadium. Yearwood goes down under the challenge of Nydigger. Our center referee has his hands wide, like, why? Don't know if I've seen a center referee give that kind of emotion towards something.
That's an easy call for him to make.
And a stupid foul to give up.
Yeah, it takes more seconds off the clock, just what the doctor ordered for New Mexico United.
Schmidt plays it short. We mentioned for a second, his entrance in the match. Sporting a nice thick beard.
Headband rocking too, big fella.
RSL draft pick. Brown, good job to keep and open things up. Adams wide. Out of play, and Flores will get to it. Martinez, 89th minutes. Monarchs, when they're throwing numbers forward, just have to be careful that they keep possession. Nydigger's going to be called for a second consecutive foul on Yearwood. And he's told, that's 2. Our ref sprays the spray.
What just vanished?
2 seconds later, I couldn't even see it.
Magic turf. Zions Bank Stadium. Magic spray just disappeared before our very eyes.
Disappearing act. Davis. Oh, Hamilton does a good job to come over. Hamilton is going to have to put the boot high, puts it out of play. Monarchs with a quick throw in.
54, Brownie. 54, Brownie. Jump, Harry.
Desperation times are starting to creep into the Monarchs now. It's do or die, down 1-0. Added time, just seconds away.
Stoppage time is brought to you by America First Credit Union. America First Credit Union has the financial products and services you need to take care of yourself, your family, and your business. And that's 3 minutes of stoppage time. Monarchs, 3 minutes left in this match to see if they can equalize.
Oh, they just got to throw numbers forward and hope they don't get caught on the counter-attack.
Flores does a good job to win that one away.
And make the most of their opportunities.
That ball there in the midfield by United. Monarchs going to try to apply some pressure.
3 minutes though, plenty of time, yeah. No need to rush. I shouldn't say that, I mean there's certainly a need to rush, but you don't need to
get the ball forward. That's not it. They'll get a repeat opportunity. Brown saw Bonce for a second. Will elect to go to Adams. Adams plays a big ball inside the box towards Briggs, heads it towards goal, and that one took an awkward deflection.
Or not.
Maybe not. It kind of looked awkward, but it would be a goal kick coming.
Yeah, no dispute from Briggsy there. Big fella, 42.
Gonna hold up, so stay.
I was gonna say mountain man, but that's what we call Doosenham, so we can't be calling him that, as we... Yeah, it did look like maybe there was a slight deflection. Referee didn't quite see it. Goal kick it is. Tumbakis in did not want a yellow card. He got that ball kicked reasonably fast, considering up 1-0 in stoppage time.
trying to kill off the game. Good job there from Brown. Gotta love the hustle there from Brown to win the throw-in. A goal that came off a ball on a free kick might be the game winner. So we're unofficially through 2. About a minute left. Monarchs are gonna have to throw things forward if they want an opportunity to win this, or excuse me, to tie it. Try to salvage a point at home. United looking to move to 3-2-1 on the season. Get a win for head coach Troy Lesane, who's not here. That red card suspension, Monarchs danger of falling to 0-3-2. Ball in the corner to Sandoval. Sandoval holding it up nicely. He'll win another throw-in. They've killed off the game nicely, New Mexico United here. Foul. Monarchs are gonna have to go quickly.
Referee give them enough time, that's the question. We've just hit the 93rd minute. They've got to go.
You might give him a touch. He's not even gonna... Bruce did a nice job of killing that one off of the corner. He didn't give him any extra, but that's all she wrote here at Zions Bank Stadium. Monarchs are gonna fall once again and start the 2021 season so far winless. New Mexico United taking the 1-0 victory here at Zions Bank Stadium to move to a 6-1-0 all-time against the Monarchs. We're going to take a quick break and be back with second half commentary after this.
When you're a member at America First Credit Union, there's only one path to happiness, and that's whatever path you choose. So no matter where it may lead you, whatever you need to get there, or how far it may go, we'll do our best to make sure it's clear with the America First Visa credit card, because the only happiness that matters to us is yours, truly.
I think that only when we personally connect with a place do we truly gain the power to protect it.
There's a story behind the sceneries. There's a story behind the place, and there's a story coming from the original people that live here.
These places are special. There's something different about them. We have to keep them that way.
Let it take hold of you. Let it have some say on how you operate in the world.
He'll have a go! What an absolute ball! Krylock, yes! Damir Krylock!
Atlas Disposal is dedicated to preserving the spaces we share.
We also understand the importance of sustaining our resources.
We're proud to bring our operations to Utah with technologies like zero-emission vehicles and a new recycling system coming to Rio Tinto Stadium starting in 2020.
Together, we can keep Utah beautiful and sustainable for generations to come.
The best line of defense against the virus is getting the vaccine.
Take your shot.
Tomar la vacuna.
Let's get back in the game.
Volvamos al juego.
Get vaccinated.
Vacúnate.
For yourself.
For your teammates.
Por tu compañero de equipo.
For your family.
And for the community.
For information on getting vaccinated, visit coronavirus.utah.gov.
I think that only when we personally connect with a place do we truly gain the power to protect it.
There's a story behind the sceneries. There's a story behind the place, and there's a story coming from the original people that live here.
These places are special. There's something different about them. We have to keep them that way.
Let it take hold of you. Let it have some say on how you operate in the world.
Tonight's match has been brought to you by Zions Bank, for banking that helps you tackle every financial challenge. Zions Bank is for you. By MarketStar, explore something more at MarketStar. Visit marketstar.com for careers. And by University of Utah Health, the trusted healthcare provider for the RSL family and yours. Visit uofuhealth.org. Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, and the U.S. men's national team stars arrive in Sandy June 9th. Buy your tickets now at rsl.com to see the red, white, and blue right here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Tom, thoughts on that match? The Monarchs held it close late, but gave up what some could consider maybe a little bit of a silly goal and maybe a defensive lapse. I know players were frustrated. What do you make of that game for the Monarchs?
You know, I think there are positives to take from it. At halftime, we spoke about the match being reasonably one-sided, and in fact, the shot tally at halftime was 4-2 in favor of New Mexico United. At the end of the 90, the Monarchs ended 8 shots to 5, the better. So they were good in the second half, and they actually created a number of really good attacking opportunities. And they've struggled with this last year. They're struggling again this year. They don't have the class right now to finish the opportunities that they're creating. A lot of hard work's going in the midfield with Banse and Brown, and I thought Gomez was really good, and when Martinez came on, he was solid. Neidig, I mean, they've got a lot of players in the midfield that can do bits and bobs, but when it gets into that final touch, that's kind of where it's been letting them down, and was the case tonight. Silly goal to give up. What a shame that is.
Monarchs fall 1-0. We'll be back here Wednesday nights coming up as we'll check out the upcoming schedule for this side against Sacramento Republic and Mark Briggs, former head coach for the Monarchs. 8 p.m. kick here on Wednesday evening, same night as the U.S. men's national team. Then at Rio Grande Valley Toros, then back home against El Paso, then to finish out the month at Tacoma, and back home here against San Antonio on the 26th. So some fun matches coming up. Thank you for all those of you who tuned in tonight on ESPN Plus and the KSL TV app. We appreciate it from our wonderful production crew that made this possible. He's Tom Hackett, I'm Landon Southwick, and we'll catch you Wednesday night here at Zions Bank Stadium.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.